a minute here and talk about the interaction of litigation with your Christian mission, with your theology, with your effort to follow Christ. Because we've already talked about litigation as kind of the ultimate form of conflict. So in a way you're thinking, well, how, involved in something this unpleasant, do I represent Christ? But I want you to see this as an opportunity, because it's the crisis times when we really get to represent Christ. It's when we feel like we're being treated unjustly. It's when people say ugly things to us that we don't like. Really, we can show Christ in suffering and humiliation almost better than any other time. And for you, if you get sued, that's going to be a point of suffering and humiliation for you. It is very much not fun. One of your obligations as a believer absolutely is to litigate in a Christ-like way. I think it's fine as a litigator to fight hard, and that's what I do. I mean, I'm the modern equivalent of the guy that you pay to put on the armor and go into the tournament or go into the war on your behalf. And I like it. I think it's fun, and I'm sure Lancelot really enjoyed knocking people off of horses. But fighting has to be done in a Christ-like way. And Bruce is an army chaplain, and he'll tell you they talk a lot about just war. Well, there's a just war theory in litigating, too. There's ways to fight that are fair and ways to fight that are not fair. I think you can absolutely do it with integrity. You don't lie to your client. You don't lie to opposing counsel. You never misrepresent anything to the court. You can have a very high standard of courtesy, and as a litigator, I try to see each person, opposing counsel, witnesses, as someone made in the image of God that in a way I'm supposed to be serving, even though I may be kicking them in the shins quite hard in my legal actions. Anybody can be nice to their friends, isn't that what Jesus said? That really shows how you litigate on your side makes a big impact to the court, to the other side, and you'll get comments back that people notice that you're behaving in a different way. There's the mentality that, if you're going to have a litigator, you want a real shark, you want somebody aggressive. I actually disagree with that on a strategic level as well. Because the point of litigation is to end the conflict. If you develop a good relationship with opposing counsel, if you're kind to the person on the other side, they're much more likely to want to settle it at a reasonable amount. Otherwise, they're thinking, those blankety-blank so-and-sos, we'll see if this will ever settle, and I'll go to my death before I'll give them anything they want. And another place that's important, I worked for years for judges, so I know what the judges think. The judges absolutely hate anything that smells of chicanery or misrepresentation or hiding things, and if they catch you in any little thing, everything you do, every case you cite, they will go over it with a fine-tooth comb and see if that slime ball is lying to them again. I mean, you only have to do it once to a judge. They're very intelligent people. But on the other hand, if you have an absolutely high ethical standard where they know when you say in court that your legal position is right, that you truly believe it and can back it up, then on the judgment calls, you're much more likely to get what you want and need from the judge, because you're not going to put them in a position where they get smacked by the appellate court for what they've done. That isn't exactly about the process of litigation, but in a way it is, because if you get caught in that, you don't want to feel like you're being pulled into something that's contradictory with what the mission stands for.